Groups work in the game a bit different than units. During the movement, you measure from any point on the edge, and the group's line of movement does not have to be straight. Although you must remember not to move any point of the base more than the speed value. Groups do not have zones of control, but cannot enter enemy units' zone of control or finish their movement within 1 inch from enemy groups. Groups never restrict the movement of other units. If a player finishes his or her unit's movement, so it finishes on the group, the other player removes it and places back no further than 1 inch from that unit. Unit can move across allied groups and units, but not through enemies. If the enemy unit passes through or finishes its movement on the group, an overrun takes place. The unit rolls to hit like in close combat, but only its basic number of dice. Group tests resilience and morale if necessary. Group can be protected from overrun by an allied unit if it is within 4 inches from the group. In that case, remove your group and place it up to 4 inches from the allied unit, but no further than the group's speed value. For the group, it means activation out of sequence, so although it would be protected from enemy attacks, it will either lose opportunity to activate this round or suffer 1 disorder point. Groups cannot be targets of the charge or engaged in close combat. Groups can be targeted by fire only if they are within 12 inches from the shooter and are the closest visible target. Commanders are a special kind of groups. On a card, they are marked with a baton icon. They have access to command points and some unique actions and abilities. The amount of command points is not stated on the group card, but in the army roster. For example, Lieutenant Colonel in different Swedish armies can have access to different amount of command points. Command points, similarly to command actions, are represented by envelope icon. One way to use orders is mentioned above command action. During this action, the commander can give new orders to units within command range or regroup them. Regrouping means removing 1 disorder point from the unit, and each unit can be regrouped once per commander's turn. For each of the new orders and regrouping, commander must spend 1 command point. Commanders can also intervene out of their turn. As an intervention, the commander can spend his command points to reroll dice in morale test, spending 1 point per die, reroll dice in skill test other than to hit, spending 1 point per die, refrain cavalry from pursue. Command range and intervention range are stated on the group card. Each army has a single commander-in-chief marked with cross batons on the card and has larger base. The commander-in-chief has more command points than other commanders and can also spend them to roll more dice for initiative at the beginning of the round. In case of losing, a new commander-in-chief will be promoted. At the beginning of the next round, you will have to place your commander-in-chief no further than 4 inches from friendly unit and roll to determine how many command points they will get. They will use the same card as their predecessor. Command points are replenished every round.